Hello and welcome back to Get Great at Maths. I'm here to help you pass your maths exam, so hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to look at keywords, key formulas and how to gain top marks. So let's get ready to get great at maths. This is a question on rearranging, and it is a really important topic that you grasp and understand, because rearranging a lot of students find really difficult to be able to rearrange. This is the last question on this paper, and the keywords in the question are rearrange, make Y the subject, and it is worth 5 marks. Now the reason it is so difficult is because I have got a Y term in the numerator and the denominator on the same side. We've also got fractions on both sides, so it is a really tricky rearranging question, and if you can do this, then you have cracked rearranging. Now the steps that we need to be able to answer this question, okay, are knowing that the word rearranging or make Y the subject of the equation means write the equation so you have an answer of Y equals. So when it comes down to the dotted line at the bottom, you're going to have Y equals, and then you're going to have your expression, and it will be in terms of numbers, and it will also be in terms of t. So your answer will be Y equals some number in front of t plus or minus some number, possibly having to divide by something. Now, to be able to do this, we need to know the method. So the method is that we need to eliminate the fraction. So you can see here I've got a fraction on both sides. So I've got a divide by y and a divide by 2. So I've got to do the opposite to dividing to get rid of these fractions, which is multiplying by these denominators. I'm then going to put all the y terms on the left-hand side, and then I'm going to put the other terms onto the right-hand side. Now, before you do this, you probably have to expand first once you've multiplied out, but that's an extra step that you can add in yourself, just to be able to move the terms onto the left and onto the right. Factorising needs to be done next, because you've got the two terms on the left-hand side, or however many y terms you've got on the left-hand side. You need to factorise and get y in front of a bracket on its own. So you've got y bracket, and then you've got a term in front of that in the bracket. Then you're going to divide by that bracket to get y on its own. So then in your answer box, you'll write y equals the number you had on the right divided by the bracket that was on the left-hand side. And that will give you 5 marks in the exam. Press pause and then press play when you're ready to hear the answer. Well done, guys. Give me a big like if you got this correct and you've got an answer and you know how to do this question. As I said, it is a tricky question. So to start with, we're going to look at these divided by terms. So I want to get rid of this divided by y and this divided by 2. The opposite to divide is times. So we're going to multiply both sides by a 2, and we're going to multiply both sides by a y. So the 2 that is under here on the right hand side can come up in front of the left hand side, and the y that is in the denominator down here on the left hand side comes up in front of the right hand side. It's a bit like cross multiplying, but we're just multiplying up the denominator, so we don't have a fraction in our answer anymore, and that is worth 1 mark. From here, we now need to expand the brackets. So I'm going to multiply my 2 by my 5y. Now 2 times 5 is 10, so that gives me 10y. I then got to multiply 2 by 2, which gives me plus 4. Then got to multiply y times 3t, which gives me 3ty. It doesn't matter the order that you put these letters in. I've just put the y term last because we're going to be collecting y terms, so I've just put the y term on the end. It could go in any order in here. Then I've got 7 or negative 7 times by y, which gives me negative 7y, and that gives me my second mark. From here, the next step says put the y terms on the left and the other terms onto the right. So I'm going to get rid of this plus 4 to start with, and the opposite to plus 4 is subtract 4. So I'm going to do 10y is going to equal to the 3ty, take away 7y, and then instead of having plus 4 here, I'm going to take away 4 from both sides. Next, I'm going to get rid of this plus 3ty. So the opposite to plus 3ty is take away 3ty, so 10y take away 3ty is going to equal to 7y take away 4. Now I'm going to take this 7t term, or 7y term, so minus 7y, and I'm going to add it to the left-hand side. So 10y plus the 7y gives me 17y take away the 3ty is going to equal to -4, and this is for your third mark. From here you can see all the y terms are now on the left hand side and all the other numbers are on the right hand side. So the next step says to factorise. So we're now going to factorise, which means we're going to take y at the front of the bracket. If I get rid of the y term here, I'm left with a 17. If I get rid of the y term here, I'm left with minus 3t. So I've got y bracket 17 minus 3t is going to equal -4, because y times 17 gives me 17y, and y times -3t gives me -3ty. From here, I now need to get y on its own. So I've got 4 marks so far. To get the last and 5th mark, I need to get the y term on its own, so I need to get rid of this bracket that I've multiplied by. So instead of timesing by the bracket, I'm going to divide by this bracket. So I have got -4 over 17 minus 3t. And this is your answer, and you can write this on the dotted line. The mark scheme gives us the more positive answer. So if you just multiplied all these terms by -1, -4 times -1 is +4. -1 times 17 is -17, and -1 times by -3t is equal to +3t. So just multiplying each of these 3 terms and just putting the bottom ones in the opposite order gives me 4 over 3t minus 17 for your 5th mark. It doesn't matter in the exam if you have written this answer or you have written this answer. Both answers will be awarded the full 5 marks. Also, once you've expanded the brackets here, if you want to subtract 4 and to add 7y and to take away 3ty all at the same time, so to go from this stage to this stage, all in one step, then you're more than welcome to do that in one step. I've just put in the extra steps so you can see where everything is coming from. It is personal choice. We're going to look at the mark scheme now to see where the mark scheme gives you the method marks. Now the mark scheme shows that there are 5 marks for this question. We've got B4, which means 4 method marks. M2 is 2 method marks, and M1 is 1 method mark. M1 FT means a follow through mark. So FT means follow through. So if you've rearranged your question incorrectly, but then you still did the correct method, then you can still get method marks for this question. Remember to like and subscribe so we can all get great at maths together. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below to let me know what you would like to see in my next video. See you next time!